digital transformation and shifting global challenges. And to our respected teacher, your mission grows in urgency. You are preparing the generation that will confront these challenges with courage and wisdom. On this World Teacher Day, allow me to address you guys. Your work reach far beyond today's classroom. Your work does not end with the reading of the book. It purpose across generations, shaping the moral courage and intellectual power of the entire society. Service is for honor teacher. Third, we should also begin to program to equip teachers with artificial intelligence skills, transforming classrooms into centers of innovations, and preparing the students for the potential applications of the future. We embark this all teachers, bringing their results and granting all the eternal rewards promised to those who spread knowledge and light. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Where he shared with us the important work that ICESCO is doing. And we also had the opportunity to brief our priorities in terms of how we plan to go about in reforming the sector, the challenges that we have faced, and our expectations from our development partners during COVID pandemic. There was collaboration on audiovisual materials that were supported to various schools and other institutions. We had a series of workshops over the years, last few years, on fourth industrial revolution. We also in terms of exchanges of teachers and students at secondary and higher secondary sort of levels, collaborative research of countries on Islamic culture and many other activities and modern issues such as ICT, and these are huge challenges for mankind, and I guess there is quite a bit of scope for engaging academics and researchers in different countries of the Islamic world. There is also scope, and we would welcome any scholarships and bursaries, and already we talked about exchanges, those kinds of collaboration. Issues of artificial intelligence and digital technology are very important for us, high on the agenda of vocational issues. If there is any scope, if ICESCO is considering opening regional offices, they may wish to consider Dhaka as the hub for such activity. It's just a thought. We thought we'd put it on the table. And also, wholeheartedly welcome in such collaboration and do our bit to deliver on those kinds of collaboration. I'll end by saying that, and we also appreciate, your engagement with the youth. And as you may be aware, youth in Bangladesh had we were citizens. Later we were made subjects. It was at that time the youth in Bangladesh took to the streets, gave their lives, engaged in 36-day struggle, and 885 lives were lost as per the official count. But UN, as per the UN count, it's more than 1,500. Is it? I think around that. Even committee has found that. And tens of thousands have been wounded. Thousands have lost their eyesight. So that is the reality. So it is that. Having said that, it's now pleasure to invite my fellow advisor, probably to speak, foreign advisor, to speak a few words. Thank you.
This was related to the Chief Advisor and many others. Thank you for arranging this function. And then I would just like to say that ICESCO is, in my view, extremely relevant to the Muslim world as a whole. Let us accept the reality that the Muslim world is in many ways lacking behind other groupings, other countries in the world in education, science and technology. I think ICESCO is playing a pivotal role in bridging that gap.
Mentioned all the areas that are relevant to us.
I would just say that we have in the Foreign Ministry and the government deep commitment to ICESCO, and any assistance or help that the interface.
Thank you, Advisor Hussain. Now I invite you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, the Foreign Minister Advisor, Excellencies, I am really deeply honored to be in Bangladesh. This is my first time, and I don't think it's going to be the last. I think it's going to be the start of more to come for a number of reasons. One, I witnessed from reading about Bangladesh before I came, and also seeing it live here, that there is a vision and there is a resilience. And what really I admire is the resilience that I have seen with the youth that you have. And what you've mentioned about the 1,500 dead and many wounded for the surprise that have taken Bangladesh, heavy population in a small lands. It's Bangladesh as compared to others. So there is a lot of experience. The second is the youth that you have is quite significant, and when I look at some of the, but we are coming back. We have a center we call the Strategic Foresight Center. And all of us, our member states from other countries. So the world will change within the coming 50 years. Now, in ICESCO, Islamic World Organization for Education, Science and Culture, but when we have projects, some of our member states are only Muslims represent only 15%. Does this mean that we should not serve the other 85%? The answer is no. In fact, some of our projects are totally for non-Muslims, because we serve humanity, and this is one of the principles that we made sure that let's serve humanity before we serve a particular ethnic group. I started that working with Bangladesh is going to be a step forwards for ICESCO. There are so many opportunities that we will capture. There are so many knowledge that we will gain from Bangladesh, and we'll transform or we'll replicate that knowledge and that experience into some of our member states that are in this predicament. So once again, thank you very much. I hope that this visit will bring more of my colleagues to visit and discover Bangladesh, will bring more projects for us together for ICESCO and Bangladesh, and it will be also for help for many of our member states. Thank you very much.
Apa দাঁড়িয়ে যান